Friends, let's inspire action to strengthen international justice, peace, law, and order. Conversations with my inspiring friend, the Right Honourable Lord Dr. and Chief Prosecutor Serge Brammertz, helps us reassess why now, more than ever in this radically changing geopolitical world, we need to reform and strengthen our global systems and institutions that help us prevent wars, improve multilateralism, how nations work together, and uphold an international system of law and order. In 1945, the UN was created in response to the horrors of World War II. It was proposed by US President Franklin D. Roosevelt and led by the Big Three: Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, and Joseph Stalin. The UN was designed to help the world prevent future conflicts, to improve diplomacy, and to uphold an international system of law and order to hold bad actors to account. Despite the UN's imperfections and critics, the current call for reform is an outstanding opportunity to build on the excellent work already done. Serge Brammertz is one of the world's leading international criminal prosecutors. He is currently the chief prosecutor of the International Residual Mechanism for Criminal Tribunals, an international court set up by the UN Security Council to help the world track down, prosecute, and convict bad actors worldwide. Serge highlights 5 critical leadership principles. The first, nobody is above the law. The second, it takes time to track down, prosecute, and convict war criminals, international criminals, bad actors, people like the Bosnian Serb leader in the former Yugoslavia, Radovan Karadzic, or the Bosnian Serb army commander, Ratko Mladic, or Felician Kabuga, a wealthy businessman who helped fund the genocide in Rwanda. And sometimes it takes a long time. The third principle is that justice may be delayed, but not denied. The fourth, a global accountability system helps create a functional world order that benefits all of humanity, politically, socially, and economically. Stock markets, investors, and corporate boards do not like crisis, chaos, and instability. The fifth principle, it takes you, bold people like you, to publicly push back and remind lawmakers and lawbreakers that the rule of law is sacrosanct. 2025, we have seen a remarkable shift in the geopolitical world order. We have much more work to do. Very recently, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, issued a stark message to the world. He observed that we are currently experiencing a radical change in global power dynamics, which nations align with whom, which goes to the heart of multilateralism and how we work together as nations around the world. And that underpins our very ability to maintain an international system of law and order. He warns that threats to our global institutions like the UN Charter, the Declaration of Human Rights, and our international courts and laws could upend the world in every way. He predicts that if our multipolarized world does not have rules and guardrails, it means chaos, unpredictability, and violence. We cannot afford this. But friends, let me remind you that historically it was bold men and women like you that stood firm and stood tall to meet these risks and challenges. You are the key that can enable and empower the world to uphold a rule of law and deliver justice. The world is counting on you. It is the rule of law that protects us all, and justice may be delayed, but never denied. So until next time, remember, that leading boldly is about making thoughtful, clear choices. And bold leadership is about taking bold action, just one small step at a time, one step for you. But together, as we uphold the rule of law, a giant step for humanity. So take care and take thoughtful, bold action.